welcome to this week's video. Now, coming up in this week's video, is this the best rock singer I've ever seen? Now, if you're a regular watcher of my channel, you will know that the last few weeks my videos have just been footage that I put together, live recordings from my gig that I did with my band, doing my own original material. So check out those videos, I'm very pleased with those. The reason I just did those videos is because I've been away for a few weeks on holiday, so I got those videos ready in advance and posted them once a week so I could keep posting weekly like I promised to do. But what it meant was I wasn't able to do one of these type of videos where I'm talking to camera, etc, etc. So back to it this week, and as I still haven't had much time to do stuff, I'm going to review the entertainment that I watched while I was on holiday in Spain. Also, I have an interest in this because, surprisingly enough, I did some summer seasons at holiday camps. In fact, that's where I met my wife Sarah. I said I would only stay 1 week because it wasn't what I wanted to do, and I ended up staying for 2 years. The first one we did was in Hastings, which is on the south coast of England, and the second summer season in '97 was in Scarborough, which is in the northeast of England. Famous holiday destination. And we've taken our children to these holiday camps. I never went to them as a child, although I worked at them. Sarah did go to them when she was younger. She used to go to Pontins and Butlins for her holidays. I never did, but we've taken our kids there because they like the entertainment. And so I'm really interested in this, so that's why I thought I'd do this video about the entertainment that we saw in Spain, because it's different to it is in the UK. Obviously there's the language thing as well, but they have a sort of different concept of entertainment. But I want to show you it because some of it was really good. And in the sort of 27, 28 years since we did it, lots of things have improved. And I think they've improved in not necessarily how good the people are doing the entertainment, but certain things. Young musicians coming out of college and stuff who are going on to do these kind of jobs, they're of a much higher standard because of YouTube, because of the access of teaching materials. I think the general standard of young musicians is much better than when I was that age. And also the technology has improved, so you can get much better sounding equipment at much more affordable prices, which actually wasn't always the case on these videos that I'm going to show you, because one of the acts, they were really let down by the sound, which won't be the one you're expecting, so keep watching. Now, the first show we saw was a flamenco show, which of course is typically Spanish, but not typically Spanish for the bit of Spain we were in, because flamenco is from the south of Spain, and we were actually on the Costa Dorada, which is kind of on the northeast, east Mediterranean coast. But obviously they do a flamenco show because it's a Spanish thing. And I have to say they were really good. I mean, I don't know much about flamenco, so I can't say how authentic they were, but here's a little clip of the dancers. And what I thought was really cool about this is you've got the 3 beautiful women in their amazing dresses, and you've got the guy who's basically doing the same dance moves, but he doesn't look in the slightest way feminine, even though he's doing the same dance moves as the women. He looks really macho and cool, which I thought was quite funny. And here's another clip. This is the guitarist playing. You can hear a bit more. So the lineup was, I think there was three female dancers, the guy dancing who was seemed to be the leader, and you had the guitarist, you got the cajon player, and you've got the woman singing. It was absolutely brilliant, and the musicians were fantastic, and the dancing. As I say, I don't know anything about it, so you know, if you're a real flamenco expert, you might watch this and go, oh, that's not very authentic, but it sounded very good to me. And the guitarist was really good. He definitely did some non-authentic flamenco stuff. When he was given a bit of free rein, he started doing a bit of sort of bluesy whittling, which I thought was quite nice. It didn't sound, it's only because I know what I'm listening for in that respect, it didn't sound out of place, but it was very good. So here's just a little clip. Now the next thing we saw, this is a bit more classic holiday camp fare that you probably see in the UK as well. This is a solo singer singing with backing tracks. I'll just show you a very short clip. She had a good voice, and as I say, they have good backing tracks and good sounding speakers, so it all sounded good. She didn't really interact with the audience very much, which was a bit weird because normally people at holiday camps, that's kind of your bread and butter. But anyway, she sounded good, so it's just a very short clip. The next thing we saw, now this was right up my street because this was a guy playing acoustic guitar and singing, which of course I do a lot myself. He didn't use a loop pedal or anything, but as soon as he started, he had a really nice voice, quite a high, sounded got a high sort of timbre to his voice. It sounded really nice, and he was a good guitar player. When you hear the clip, you'll hear, I didn't think much of his plugged-in guitar sound actually, but you know, that's just from my point of view, as I've spent a lot of time and money getting my acoustic guitar sounding good plugged in, so I thought that could be better. But he did some really good covers right up until the end. Then he started doing all Spanish songs, which I didn't know, but they were clearly really popular. He went down an absolute storm, and he had the whole beach bar singing along. It was on in the beach bar, so here's just a little clip of him. He was really good. Then, one of the next nights, there was a Latin band, I guess you'd call it. It was a piano, bass and drums, and a singer. And they were really, really good, particularly the pianist. He was a phenomenal pianist, and the woman singing was really, really good. She was going out in the crowd, getting everyone sort of salsa dancing and stuff. So, and the keyboard player was doing lots of different stuff, did lots of different sounds. He was using brass sounds, but they were really good sounds. It didn't sound cheesy at all, and the drum and the bass player were really good as well. So let me just show you a little clip of that.
Por eso, así mismo, va para la nostalgia de nuestro país. Cantamos esta canción. ¡Viva Venezuela! Vamos a ver. Dice así. De La Habana hasta aquí hay una corriente que a mí me llama. Me susurra al oído, se va donando y me abraza.
Now this was a weird one. I saw the entertainment programme, a Beatles tribute. I thought, now what on earth can that be? And I looked at which venue it was. It was like at the restaurant thing, and I thought, how are they going to get a whole Beatles tribute there? I couldn't really work out what it was. Kind of rushed back from a day out to go and see this one because I was so intrigued to see it. Got there, and it was two guys dressed in Beatles type outfits. One of them playing a right-handed Hofner bass, and the other one playing kind of a semi-acoustic thing. And they were both good singers actually. They were plugging straight into the PA. I mean, the guitar sounds were all right, and the backing tracks were quite authentic actually. Some of them might have even been the original recordings, and they sung them really well. But it's always funny with the slight Beatles being sung with a Spanish accent, and the in-between song patter being in Spanish. But they were good. Anyway, it's a very short clip of this because I don't think I can probably show too much because these tunes are so well known. I expect it will get picked up by the YouTube algorithm and give me some copyright problem. But anyway, here's a short clip if we're allowed it. If we're not, then this will be blank. And next, a guitar duo, which is also very similar to stuff that I've done in the past. Guy playing acoustic guitar and singing, and a guy accompanying him on electric guitar. And this, he was playing nylon strung guitar, and didn't manage to see the whole of this because we got back late from where we were that day, so we just saw some little bits. And it was mainly Spanish songs, well, it was all Spanish songs that I heard him doing. And the guitarist who was playing electric guitar, he was using some kind of modelling thing. I actually sent my daughter off, go and film his foot pedal, but we didn't manage to get that close. But he was a really good guitarist, so I'll just show you a little clip of this. It's a Spanish song that I don't know, and I didn't manage to get any of the electric guitar guy soloing, although he, as I say, he was very good. Now, this is the bit that I've been waiting to get to. This is really the reason for the entire video, because there was one night there was a beach party, and it said, we've got the most powerful rock band you're ever going to hear. And I stood quite a way back, and they basically set us up on stage on the beach, especially set the stage up. And there were these huge sort of column speakers they had, and then these other two little speakers. And then the band started playing. And the sound, I have to say, was pretty poor, but there was a guy playing guitar. Now if you've seen my videos in the past, you'll know that one of my regular gigs is with a band with Johnny on guitar, who is absolutely amazing. Not only an amazing guitar player, he's an amazing musician. He plays drums, bass, guitar, he sings, he can play anything. He's absolutely brilliant. So I was sending the band videos saying, look, I found a Spanish version of Johnny. But I would say when they first started, I thought it was all on track for two reasons. One, the sound was really thin and weedy, and because it was all compressed, which I then found out was because of the sound rather than it actually being compressed. It sounded like a track. And the second thing that made it sound like a track, and I can't remember what the opening song was, but it was something with a ridiculous vocal in, and I thought, oh, he's just miming to the vocal. It was so amazing, this vocal. I thought that's just pre-recorded and he's miming with his guitar. Anyway, let me just show you this. Here's a little idea of, I'm still further back, I've zoomed in here, but you can hear there's this sort of feeding back going on. This was going on the whole time. The sound was pretty crap, and this is why I'm saying about normally we have very good gear these days. They were let down by their gear, this band, but watch this. You can hear the feedback and stuff. So then we were still stood further back, and here's just a little clip of me with my daughter. She was really enjoying this and filmed us watching. And then I just suddenly started to realise, hang on a minute, this isn't on track. This guy singing is absolutely phenomenal. In the end, they did well over an hour of material. They started off, they did loads of Queen, they did Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, Bon Jovi, all in the original keys, and he didn't hold back on anything. In fact, he was singing some of the bits higher than the record. Now, I have a particular interest in this because you've seen some of my videos recently. I've been starting to sing some sort of AC/DC stuff and starting to try to experiment doing that kind of high rock vocal. So I know how hard it is, which makes me realise how good this guy was. It was just staggering. I've never heard anyone hitting those notes all the way through a set without fluffing a single one. His pitch being perfect. It was just incredible. So this next one, he did Thunderstruck, and I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you too much again because of the copyright thing, but this is the bit where it goes really high. I think it goes up to like a top E or something. So just check this out. I'll put a link to their website because I found them, because I've got my daughter to go around the back of the stage and take the picture of the back of the drummer's t-shirt so we could get the name of the band, and I've tagged them in this in the comments in this video, so on their YouTube channel. So I hope they get in touch because I thought they were absolutely phenomenal. They do their own original material. I expect they do the Holiday Park stuff to you know, finance the original material, as we all do. But I just thought they were absolutely phenomenal. They were let down by their speakers, but I don't think it was probably their fault. If you look at those videos, there's two small powered speakers, like 12 or 15-inch speakers, which in a pub or a club would have been absolutely fine, because the whole band were going, they didn't have any backline. You had the guitar, the vocal, the bass, and the drums mic'd up, all going through these little speakers, even though there's massive ones next to them. I think they were just for the DJ, owned by the Holiday Park, I'm guessing, and they were their own speakers, which weren't man enough for the job, as you've seen from those other videos. They were entertaining outside to quite a big area, so I think it was just that the speakers were underpowered. It wasn't that they sounded bad as such, they just weren't loud enough for the job. So they're called, I think, Xana Chaos, I think is the way you say it, and I've linked them in the description, so go and check them out. And if any of the guys in the band see this video, please leave me a comment. I thought you were absolutely brilliant, really enjoyed it, made my holiday. So I'm going to leave you with them doing the Guns N' Roses version of Knocking on Heaven's Door, and I'm going to show you this because he starts off and he's singing and he's playing this ridiculous guitar solo and singing the chorus, and then you think that's high, he then does it an octave higher. Amazing, really enjoyed this, so check this one out. I'll leave you with that video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. I bring out new videos at 7 PM UK time every Friday, so I hope to see you next week.